Welcome back. Welcome back. It's a festival. You know that, right?
Oh shit, well, that's today? Oh damn. Damn. Damn it. I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my food finished yet. Well, this is bad. This is going to be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day.
Why?
Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people, outside my window, socializing.
Kenji rubs his temple nervously, suddenly looking very ill.
It's going to be loud as hell. Damn, and I was going to go out today, and now it's ruined. Everything's ruined. This is awful. This sucks. This sucks! What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run.
Yeah, goddammit. Kenji seems nervous. You could even say he's majorly freaking out.
I can't believe this. So that's what today was.
Goddammit. Kenji, that's not your accent.
Damn, I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here. God damn it!
And I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry, I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today? The weather is even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though, so there's no reason to just stay inside. Yeah, you should check out the festival. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hand.
No, I can't do that. They'll eat me alive out there. I know it.
This has to be a joke, but he said it with such a straight face, relatively straight.
What are you going to do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together.
I don't know, I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd get some food first and then check out the attractions. Your class project seemed pretty cool, and I gave a hand with it, so I want to see at least that one and chat with Lilly, I guess. Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project?
Are you out of your mind? That blind broad is up to no good. I can feel it in my spleen, man. Her presence is like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision. As expected of blind people.
What? Besides, I thought you were also... He holds up his hand to interrupt me.
Only legally. Metaphorically, I can see farther than any man before me has seen.
Kenji looks stoically into the metaphorical distance to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just the corridor wall 2 meters away, but it's the same.
I can see the future of mankind, and it's a dark one unless the threat of women is stifled. They are everywhere.
He fingers a scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire, and slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course.
I'm going to have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival.
Yep, Kenji's just gonna get drunk.
Later, dude.
The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. After buying a plastic plate of takoyaki from a stall belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat in the school gardens and watch people pass as I tentatively nibble away at the rather bland-tasting item. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing, and it didn't cost much. As I look out towards the school, watching the people coming and going proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing the time as I eat. Little children accompanied by parents or grandparents scamper about in the din from event to event, one hand dragging their company and the other bearing an oversized colorful snack. I can't help but notice the age rangements of people here skewed towards the elderly, something that I'd also noticed when I was walking around town. This must be one of those towns where the only people left are those that have lived here their whole lives and ardently refuse to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of the increasingly few tranquil places. I guess that also goes a way to explaining how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit. I kinda like how calm Yamaku and its surroundings are. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it's getting, now that the hottest part of the day is here. If I get no... Gah! The sound of the Carillion bells takes me completely by surprise as I stand up, a reaction shared by a few of the people strolling around as well. The PA system crackles to life after the tolling bell ends. Its age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over it, officially opening the festival that's very much in full swing. It's quite amusing in contrast to the pleasant smiles of the older folks against the alternatively pained and bored grimaces of their younger charges. The students, on the other hand, seem to pay little heed. Nevertheless, as the address finally ends, all are united in polite, if not overly enthusiastic applause, and then get back to business. Slipping a hand in my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all the people around. I decide to fall back on a tried and trusted rule, go where everyone else seems to be gathering. Right now, that's the school car yard and surroundings. Throwing the used plate into a trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the classes must have opted to have multiple stalls. In deciding which to visit first, I catch sight of a familiar banner with a blue pattern border and red text. Lilly's stall is as good a place to start as any. I'm curious as to how it's going, after all the work she and her class has been doing in it. Stepping up to it, I begin to see why the class took so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wide as many of the other stalls, and with the equipment for cooking strewn everywhere, it's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. As a student in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. The girl behind it seems quite exasperated and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing the moment, I take a quick glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients, while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher of 3-2. It doesn't take long to notice Lilly among them, talking with the teacher as she quickly counts out the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears like there has been some problem in coordination. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. Lilly pauses for a moment before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere.
Sorry about that. We're having a few problems. What would you like?
It takes me a second to remember what I'd come here for. My eyes quickly dart to the side to read the menu sitting on the counter. I guess some miso soup?
Ah, is that Hisao?
Yep, looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms it as she drops her waitress facade.
Somewhere along the line, our order got mixed up. We're trying to figure it out now, but it looks like we only have half of what we needed.
When serving smaller portions cover over the problem?
It seems like that's what we'll have to do, though I wish we didn't. The fact that a good half of our class is gone doesn't help either.
I glance behind her to see how many people are actually operating the stall. It couldn't be over 8. I take it that's why your teacher left?
That's right. She's going to try and round up a few of our classmates to help.
Hearing the sound of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glance backwards to see an elderly couple taking a place in line. I guess I'd better stop loitering around and chatting. Here's the money for the soup.
Soup? Oh, right. Coming right up.
Lilly turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. Taking the coins in her palm, I can't help but notice how efficiently she counts them out with her long, pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I've handed over correct change, she puts it into a small metal tray. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, after which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. Thanks, I'll come back to drop off the bowl.
Thank you, Hisao. Oh, there is one other thing. Have you seen Hanako?
Hanako? No, not today. Why? She gives a small sigh of abject disappointment.
It's okay. I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done then?
Sure, I'll keep an eye out for Hanako too. Thank you,
Thank you, Hisao.
I walk off from the stall and find a seat, carefully cradling the steaming wooden bowl in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it probably should be, perhaps, but the flavor is enough to cover for that reasonably well. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved in the festival as others. It can't really be helped, considering I was dropped out of school only a week ago, but it still weighs heavily on my mind. That, and the fact that a few students don't really seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Eventually, I finish my bowl and leave for the stall to drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seeming quite relaxed as they work, Lilly still appears to be somewhat stressed. Right. I know what I'll do. Even if it's just one person, I'll make the festival more enjoyable for her. As I place the bowl on the counter, I call out to Lilly.
Hisao, you brought it back?
Yeah, here. I slide it into her hands, and she takes it over to someone who is apparently on cleaning duty. Considering that I didn't see them there before, it's probably a penalty for their tardiness. Hey, Lilly. She perks up and returns to the counter as she hears my voice again, realizing that I'm still here. Want to go see some more of the festival? She puffs out her cheeks disapprovingly. It looks kinda cute, and in complete contradiction to her usual reserved nature. It takes a few seconds for me to get what she's taking issues with. Whoops. I didn't mean to. Lilly giggles at me, exposing her teasing for what it is.
You're still not used to this school, are you?
She got me.
Still, I kind of need to stay with our stall. It's taking until now to get everything unpacked.
I guess her reluctance shouldn't overly surprise me, considering how much work she's put into this. Everything seems to be running fine now, though. Besides, you've got extra help on hand anyway. A boy in the middle of cooking some soba noodles turns towards us, grinning.
Go on, Liz! You've earned yourself a break. We can hold down the fort for now. If you say it's okay, then I suppose so. But if you need any help, then we'll call you. Go on, we'll be fine. Catch a ride!
Lilly finally gives up her resistance as he waves a spatula at her. She feels her way around the back of the stall and picks up her cane on the way. I guess the first thing we should go do is look for Hanako. Lilly seems kind of worried about her, and I doubt she'd be the kind of person to enjoy miling around in crowds like this all alone. So I guess we should search for Hanako? Where to first? The both of us go quiet for a moment to think. Maybe she's in her dorm room?
I doubt it. She doesn't keep too many things in there, so she'd have nothing to do. The library?
As good a place as any to search for our avid reader, I suppose. The library it is. We'll check there first then. Aside from the muffled sounds of the crowd seeping in from outside, the inside of the school seems almost deserted. In order to make sure everyone had enough room, I guess all the events were organized to be held outside, on school grounds. They're definitely quite large, by any other school's standards.
It's nice and quiet in here, isn't it?
Yeah, much nicer than the hustle and bustle outside. We take our time and slowly walk through the first floor of the school, eventually reaching the stairs on the second floor. I can't help but notice how Lilly anticipates every door and obstacle, her cane remaining still in her hands skating along the hallway railings. You really know the school well, don't you? She smiles and nods straight ahead.
I've been here for a few years now, so I know where everything is. The dorms still trip me up though sometimes. I haven't been there as long, and they're not as well laid out as the main building. If I'm remembering right, they used to be unused buildings before being renovated and used as dormitories.
That explains why the male and female dorms look different from the outside, and why their rooms seem to be of unusual for sleeping quarters. I'd assumed she'd been living in the dormitory since she began attending the school, but now I'm reminded of what she said yesterday. That's right, you mentioned that before. I'd assumed that most of the students lived here in the dormitories once they enrolled. A lot of them seem to in any case. Lilly's expression becomes somewhat harder to read, my questioning evidently touching on a delicate point.
Well, how should I say? Everyone has their reasons.
Something tells me that one of those with reasons is Hanako, hence her tiptoeing around the answer. My own predicament is yet another such case. I guess it's a choice everyone here would have to make for themselves, or, in my instance, have made for them. It can't be helped, I suppose. At least Yamaku itself seems like a nice place.
It's good to hear you say that. I thought you were going to dislike it.
What about you, though? My reversal of Lilly's statement takes her by surprise.
I've been here for a while, so
It's not that, you just seem pretty depressed about Akira. What's with that look?
Akira's taken. Sorry, Hisao.
Lilly never sees how fast my palm meets my face at her sly accusation. Damn! I wanted to date Akira. Damn it, Lilly. Why can't you be single, Lilly? Why can't you be single?